Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to tackle something that trips up so many Hindi learners, but it's actually super simple once you see the pattern. We're talking about mastering the past tense for the word you. So, have you ever just frozen trying to remember which ending to use for tu, tum, and ap when you're talking about the past? You know what I'm talking about, right? Well, stick around because we are going to fix that for you right here, right now. Okay, first, a really quick but important point. The rules we're talking about today work for something called intransitive verbs. Now, don't let the fancy grammar terms scare you. All it means is verbs where you're not doing the action to something. Think about it. You can walk or you can come, but you can't walk a ball or come a book. See? Simple stuff. All right, let's get right into the rules. And honestly, it's way simpler than you think. It all just boils down to two things: the gender of the person you're talking to and how formal you want to be. Let's break down the easy patterns for each version of you. First up is tu. Now, this is your super informal you, the one you use with your best buds or maybe someone younger than you. So when you're talking to a guy using tu, it's so simple. You just take the root of the verb and add an ah sound to the end. Let's take a real-world example. The verb root for to walk is chal. So if you're talking to your friend Rahul, you'd say, tu chala. You see how that works? The root chal plus ah becomes chala. Easy, right? Exactly. You're talking to a guy, so that verb ending is ah. Tu chala. Perfect. Okay, so what if you're talking to a girl using tu? Well, the rule just changes a little bit. Instead of adding that ah sound, you're going to use an e sound at the end of the verb root. So let's stick with our walk example with the root chal. If you were talking to your friend Anna, you'd say tu chali. You see that switch? Chala for a guy, chali for a girl. The only thing that changed was the gender. And here we see Anna, tu chali. It really drives the point home, right? The gender of the person you're speaking to is absolutely key here. Now let's move on to the forms of you that you're probably going to use most of the time. The friendly, informal, tum, and the formal, respectful, ap. And I've got some great news. When you're talking to a guy, the rule is the exact same for both of them. You just add an e sound to the verb root. So let's say the verb is to speak, which has the root bol. You could say tum bole or ap bole to Peter. It doesn't matter which one you choose, that e ending works for both when you're talking to a male. And for our last rule, what happens when you're speaking to a female using tum or ap? The ending is e. Now hold on, does that sound familiar? It should. It's the exact same ending we used for the feminine tu. That actually makes things a little easier to remember, doesn't it? For example, if you're formally telling Sarah you spoke, it would be ap boli. You just take the verb root bol and add that e ending. And if you were being more informal with her, tum boli works perfectly too. Okay, you've got the rules, but knowing them is one thing, using them confidently is another. So let's make this second nature. I'm going to say a phrase and I want you to repeat it out loud after me. Don't be shy. Then I'll give you the English translation. Ready? Okay, first one. Tu jaga. Awesome. That means you woke up and you're speaking informally to a guy. All right, next one. Ap ai. Great. That translates to you came and you're speaking formally to a woman. And let's do one more. Tumbole. Perfect. That's you spoke, talking informally to a male. Excellent work. Now for the real test. It's your turn to build a sentence from scratch. I'm going to give you an English phrase and you try to translate it. Let's see what you've got. Okay, first challenge. The verb root for come is aya. How would you say, Rahul, you came? And you can use either tum or the formal ap. Take a second. Did you get it? The answer is tum I or ap I. Since Rahul's a guy, the verb root a gets that e ending. Seriously, great work if you got that one. All right, last one, you're doing great. The verb root for wake up is jog. So how would you say, Sarah, you woke up? Let's assume you're speaking really informally using tu. And the answer is tu jagi. Because you're speaking informally to Sarah, a female, you use tu, and the verb root jog gets that e ending. Nicely done. So let's just boil it all down. It really comes down to these four simple patterns. For tu, it's a for guys, e for girls. For tum and ap, it's a for guys and e for girls. That's it. That's the whole secret. Once you get this chart locked in your brain, you're going to use the past tense with you so much more confidently. Subscribe for more and follow me on Instagram, link in the description. And if you want to learn Hindi one-on-one with me, MS Jimmy on Instagram or email me.